Oily Hearts, written by Ethan Fowler, read by Robots. Silently I make my way across the black sticky floor of the abandoned shopping mall as I listen to the deep painful breathing of the sleeping infected, my eyes well adjusted to the dark. I quickly spot the Watcher infected doing his rounds, tasked to alert the others for any intruders. I wait in one of the many dark corners for the Watcher to move away from the main group and turn to face me. Picking my moment, I notch my arrow on my compound bow, steady my breathing and take the shot, hitting the Watcher in the chest and piercing his heart. Instantly he knows something is amiss as he quickly stumbles towards me, leaving a trail of dark oily blood behind him. I know he won't wake the others until he finds an intruder, as the others often wake up hungry and they won't hesitate to kill and eat the one who rudely woke them without reason. The Watcher never reaches my hiding spot as the Ophiocordyceps unilateralis parasite, growing throughout his body, starves of blood, finally letting his body falls to the ground with a solid thud. After waiting for the surrounding infected to settle down and return to their slumber, I approach the Watcher's corpse and search his body, taking his coins and leaving his cash. My eyes scan his undernourished body with sadness in my heart. Black veins are clearly seen through his pale skin and reddish-black oil ooze seeping from his eyes and mouth, staining his orange hoodie and blue jeans. Finding nothing more of value, I close his milky white bloodshot eyes and whisper a prayer to forgive us both before leaving. Blinking into the sunlight, I climb to the roof and look at the infected below moving sluggishly below me.
Poor souls,
I say to myself with a sigh.
In this heat the oil pumping through their veins is naught but tar.
I say, beginning my run again. As I close the distance between me and my destination, I'm suddenly jump-scared by one of the many loudspeakers placed throughout the city.
Killing an infected in self-defense is not a crime, but harvesting the oil from said infected is a punishable offense. Anyone caught stealing oil will be imprisoned and fined up to 2,000 coins and 12 ration cards.
Must they really replay that every day? Only the government wants the oil. Everyone else has a brain.
I say, noticing that the sun is setting and that I should hurry. Reaching one of the last safe havens, I nervously approach the town of Oily Springs, known for cleaning infected water and being one of the safest towns in the city.
Show me your eyes, Hex.
The bearded man growls through the eye slit of the reinforced iron front gate. Removing my glasses, I move closer to let him see if I'm infected.
Why have you come here?
He says, content with my eyes.
I'm a mailman today from 2 towns away.
I say, showing my bag filled with letters and parcels. Only after saying this I see a spark of emotion in his eyes.
You know the drill. Follow those men to the hospital for a checkup and quarantine.
He says as he unlocks the gate just enough for me to enter. As the 2 men approach me, I tell them to wait a moment and pull out a bound paper parcel and hand it to the gateman.
This one's for you, Ted, from your daughter in the Forgotten City,
I say with a smile before turning to leave. The moment I stepped into the mosquito net covering the hospital door, I'm staggered by the smells of cigarette smoke, bleach, and vodka.
I didn't know you were such a party animal, Doc.
I laugh as I gesture to the empty bottles on the table.
Oh, shut it, Hex.
The dark-eyed woman snaps as she ties up her snow-white hair.
Bleach is hard to come by.
She continues as she snatches my mailbag before handing it to a nearby nurse to hand out.
We've both been through this song and dance before, so tell me, do you have any symptoms or wounds I should know about?
She says as she watches the last person leave the room.
I'm clean.
I say with a smile.
And your heart? Has it been damaged in any way?
She whispers. Removing my shirt, she wastes no time in removing the metal plate and checking my robotic heart.
I don't need to tell you this was last minute, and the moment it gets unstable you come straight to me, even at night.
she says in a stern but worried voice.
I understand.
I say, maintaining eye contact.
Very good.
She says, returning the metal plate to my chest.
Okay, off you go.
She says, handing me my shirt.
Don't you have to check my body and lock me in the cage for a week?
I say, surprised.
I've seen you naked far too many times already, and I know you'd never come here infected, so.
She says, writing down an address and handing it to me.
Do me a favor and loot this place for me.
She says, before wiping the table I was on with vodka. After spending my first restful sleep in Oily Springs quarantine cage, I leave the safety of its walls and back into the city to hunt down the address. Seeing that the apartment door is swarming with infected that has yet been slowed by the sun, I climb to the roof to find a safer entrance. Finding a moss-covered skylight over what looked like the upstairs hallway, I take a deep breath and prepare for what could be below by notching an arrow on my bow. Jumping through the thin glass, I waste no time in firing my first arrow at the closest infected and pinning her through the heart and into the wall behind her. My entrance far from subtle, however, as all the unlocked doors on either side of the hallway were pushed open by infected hands. After killing as many local residents as possible with a bow and arrow, I begin to use my throwing knives looking like a sprinkler of steel. Cutting down the last infected with my katana, I take their coins and give them their last rites before filling bags with medicine, cleaning products and first aid kits. Taking all I can, I make my way back to Oily Springs and groan as I hear the speakers hum to life. As I reach the gate, I'm surprised as the normal speech about oil had changed.
The hunter known only as Hex, report to the closest town and wait for further orders.
After convincing the gatekeeper that I'm still not infected, I'm once again escorted to the hospital and I'm welcomed with open arms. The moment I'm seen by the doctor, after the routine checkup, I'm rewarded with cleaned, repaired and sharpened weapons and a bag of coins before being escorted to the village leader. The moment the village leader saw me with her crystal blue eyes, I'm given a happy smile and quickly taken by the hand to the radio station.
This is Kate, the leader from Oily Springs. I have Hex with me, and I'm ready to make a deal.
Kate says into the speaker.
If you let us speak with Hex, I am authorized to send you 3 supply drops to your location.
A voice says between the static. The moment Kate hears this proposal, she jumps from her chair in excitement before running behind me with a computer chair and pushing me in, rolling me towards the radio.
Speak.
I order in a venomous tone.
First, tell me your military number to confirm you are indeed Hex.
The woman says in an insulting tone, as if speaking with me is a waste of time.
I worked with the military and was never part of it, so I never got a number, but if you really need proof, it's me.
I pause to look at Kate before returning to my attention to the radio.
I'm the reason you have a list of names carved in the slab of stone in the main office.
A moment passes in silence before the voice of the woman returns in a fearful tone.
Meet us at these coordinates.
After writing the coordinates, I turn to leave, but I'm quickly stopped by Kate.
Names on a slab of stone?
She says, curious.
The military and I had a falling out, and they decided I was far too dangerous to let live.
I say with a tired sigh.
The names on the slab belong to the kill teams, assassins and spies who thought just because they outnumbered me that they could actually kill me.
I say before leaving the room. Heading to the local market to fill my water bottle with precious water and restock my bag with food for my next job. After an hour, I'm met once again by Kate as she rushes over to me at the bar.
Hex, what are you still doing here? The military is waiting for you.
She says angrily.
I agreed to speak to them so you'd get your airdrops. not to travel halfway across the city to meet them.
I say, taking another drink of beer.
So you're not even showing up?
She says, crossing her arms.
I wasn't planning on it.
I say with a shrug.
They probably want to convince me to work for them again.
I continue before getting up and walking to the job board on the wall.
And what do I have to do to convince you?
She says in a seductive whisper.
We broke up for a reason, Kate.
I say with a tired sigh.
Yeah, because you refused to talk about your past and your heart.
She says softly as she places a finger on the metal covering my chest.
Fine.
I groan.
Get me a good set of armor and I'll go and have a chat with them.
I say to the now smiling Kate.
You are so predictable.
She laughs as she hands me a ticket number for the local armorer. With another sigh, I take the ticket and turn to walk out.
Hey Hex?
Kate says timidly behind me as her face turns red.
Do you remember the promise we made when we were little?
She says, holding up her left hand to show her tattooed ring around her ring finger.
To be the family that was taken, to protect each other until the end?
She says, tearing up. Turning to face her, I nod and hold my left hand to show the same tattoo.
Until the end.
I say with a sad smile.